Welcome, everybody, to episode number 30 of We Are Family.
Oh, I didn't even realize.
Yeah, 30 episode special. Sometimes whenever you turn 30, you're like, hey, the best parts of my life are gone, but the best parts of our life are beginning with this
30
channel,
like Steph Curry. Oh,
exactly.
Shit. You won.
Yes.
Oh, and you got the foul by the microphone.
But before we start this episode, I do have an announcement to make. So, April 16th, Pirates versus Nationals. Keep that in mind. A Bleacher Bash is going to be happening for that game. What is a Bleachers Bash? Well, find out. You go on there, go on the Instagram at Bleacher Bash. You'll be able to find all the information, more information coming soon, how to purchase tickets and everything like that. I'm not going to go too much in depth because, there's still more information. I want you guys to kind of look at yourselves, but go on the Instagram at Bleacher Bash to find more information about the April 16th Pirates game versus the Nationals.
Wow, I'm going to follow right now. In fact, look at me follow. I'm about
As you should.
So, you get a good deal on the Bleacher Bash. Is the good deal on these tickets.
Yes, you
right?
do. The ticket price, according to the website, it has not been like official yet. But once more information comes soon, once there's an advertisement for it, once that's all ready, you guys will be able to have a lot more information on how to purchase, how much it will cost, everything like that. I'm not going to spoil it too much more.
If it's a bash, it must mean like you're going to get something good out.
Oh
you're
yeah,
gonna
exactly.
Get a good deal,
You're going to get
you're
going to get some good things for sure. I promise that. But definitely more information to come for sure. I just wanted to mention that real quick.
And it's April 16th. Pirates versus Nationals.
Pirates versus Nationals.
Okay.
So Josh Bell and Trevor Williams will be back. They were former Pirates.
And
another
hey,
incentive.
Dylan Cruz. He's
Cruz.
very exciting.
Exactly.
James Wood. There's some intriguing Nationals players.
Exactly.
And hey, they have a bad starting rotation. The Pirates maybe could score some runs.
We got a shootout,
some
a rare
big runs,
shootout.
a big run total performance.
Yeah.
But also while you're listening to us here so graciously, like and subscribe and follow us on Spotify. That would be really nice of you to do. We just started it.
What's the Spotify?
The Spotify
account?
is, I always forget. I got so many accounts, but I'm pretty sure it's just We Are Family Pittsburgh Sports Podcast. I just have it all out there, just the whole thing. So we're gonna be posting we're gonna try to catch up and post some of our previous ones on there. I think we probably should do that. But all the new ones will be up there as well as we go. The last two are up there, so make sure you follow there. Like and subscribe and follow us on our Instagram and our X and our TikTok.
We love X.
X, not X. Twitter.
Not
X.
really, but I like to use. It's one of my. I like how it's constructed, But yeah, the X is at We Are Fam. I don't think I've ever said follow because I run that account. Follow the X. It's at We Are Family Pod. At We Are Family Pod, and the TikTok that I also run is at We Are Family 42. In fact, at We Are Family _42 is the TikTok. In fact, out of all of our platforms, we have the most subscribers on our TikTok. Our TikTok is kind of cooking.
Well,
so
congratulations, Peyton.
No, that doesn't. That's for all of you, buddy.
Yeah.
It's for you. It's not for me.
It's not a contest of which.
I didn't say it was a contest. I'm just saying
We are family.
It's
not a contest. We are family.
It sounds like you're creating the division here, sir.
Well, We Are Family. Families fight a little bit. There's some infight. We just gotta sort some things out.
Trying to declare a civil war over there.
The Instagram has 1 million followers.
Oh, imagine. I don't know what I would say.
Whoever runs the Instagram, really, what a job.
All right, people are tired of hearing our bullshit.
Oh yeah,
Let's get this on the road.
That's my bad. I'm causing problems over here. Let's talk about the Pirates.
Crickets.
Like the bats this week. Crickets.
Year 6 through 6 games, we had 14 runs.
Yeah, it's such a weird the way that they get on base a decent amount for the low batting average. It's kind of weird because they draw a decent amount of walks. They didn't display that really in the race here. It's weird. And obviously they have the most stolen bases. It's just runners in scoring position that has been the biggest problem of this offense. And a lot of people are giving Matt Haig too much hate right now. I can't do that. This is a whole new philosophy that they're learning, and they're doing this in big league level. I think we need to pump the brakes on. They're not going to come out firing on all cylinders right away. I am curious to see how it goes though. So
I have a comment on the Matt Haig thing. I don't Matt Haig to me at this point. I mean, to this point, he's irrelevant because the approach hasn't changed. I don't think going from Andy Haynes to Matt I think both of those guys are irrelevant because Derek Shelton, was a hitting coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think he kind of like how Mike Tomlin butts his. Now, they're very different situations, but I think Derek Shelton has a way of seeing hitting, and he's the manager, he's the boss. So Andy Haynes and Matt Haig aren't going to go against whatever their boss wants. So to me, like I'm a lot of the issues, it's with everything, and we'll get into a lot of stuff, is because there haven't been any changes from last year. And one of those things that haven't changed is the extremely patient approach. Now, I will say the patient approach does draw a lot of walks. We've seen that. And I think some guys are being more there are some guys who haven't been patient who are being patient, like O'Neal Cruz.
Yeah, he's a big one.
I think that's contributed to people drawing walks and getting on base. I believe we lead the league in walk rate. But once those guys get in scoring position, we're not driving them in because they're not the hitters aren't being aggressive. I mean, it's hard to say that that's like the definitive reason, but like it's a big issue. How many times do we see guys striking out looking? How many times do we see guys falling behind in counts, taking the first pitch strike? I've told Nate this. We were talking about this on the radio show. Like, the best count to hit in is 0-0. A lot of the time, the first pitch you see is going to be the best pitch. Mm-hmm. Right, because you're going to see a fastball. They're trying to throw a strike. And we see the first pitch strike taken so many times. And then, they get an off-speed pitch low. They're going to hack at that because they're behind in the count. So I feel like it's just this passive approach is the main issue to why they're not scoring runs. And then it's the other issue of, they just don't have a lot of talent on that offense because they didn't do enough to add to the offense. So, yeah, the Matt Haig hate, I don't see how you could – I haven't heard a lot of – I don't know who you've heard that from, but, like, to me, I don't know if whatever he's – I don't know if he's just a talking head or what he is, because I haven't seen many changes to anything. And I think if things go down this is another story, but I think if things start to go down a dark path here in April and they're 7 to 10 games under 500, like, you got to start thinking about, and I don't think this is all Derek Shelton's fault, but like, you have to start thinking about having a change of leadership.
No, actually, if you do Shelton, you got to do Charrington too. They're a package. They said that they're a package together.
I didn't even know that.
At the end of the year, Charrington was like, "We're in this together," basically.
So I don't know.
They should have been gone at the end of last year. 5 years of the same stuff. You add Paul Skeens, you add Jared Jones, and you win the same amount of games, but you won more. It's just, oh my goodness, in this offseason. But Matt Haig, I'm willing to give some time here, but through 7 games, like you said, Payne, it's been a lot more of the same that we've seen from last year and the year prior. I was hoping that it wouldn't be what you're saying, which Matt Haig's just it's just the placeholder, right? The hitting coach, but not really but really who's above them is actually pulling the strings, quote unquote, on the hitting philosophy for this team, which is very passive, which is watching very hittable pitches go right past you and swinging and missing at change-ups down. And
I wonder if there's a stat. I mean, maybe we're off, but I wonder if there's a stat I'm sure there is. I don't know how many, like, of the rank of teams, what is, like, the percentage of who swings and who lets the first pitch go. I feel like the Pirates would be at the bottom of that list of, like, swinging on the first pitch.
And it's interesting because, like, Matt Haig coming in, like, he was known for a guy that makes you hit the ball. Like, he's a guy that is very much in favor of putting the ball in play. That's kind of his philosophy going in. So it's interesting to see a more passive approach. I don't know if it's, like you guys said, maybe more of Derek Shelton's philosophy. Maybe the Pirates.
I think it's more of Charrington's philosophy.
It could be too. Maybe the Pirates are still.
What does that guy know about hit? Like,
I know, but it's his like pro. I think I'm pretty sure it's like his thing that he brought in there. Oh, and by the way, I just
how do you know that?
Because of sources, but I
sources.
I heard this somewhere. I don't know if this is true, but through his tenure as Pirates GM and manager with Sheldon as well, the Pirates position players have a -4 WAR in over 5 and change years.
Wow.
With Neil Huntington, it was like 109 WAR in his time, and he was like what 12 years or something like that.
Yeah, and he like some of guys developed under Huntington, but like the pitching staff at the time, a lot of that was from veterans too. So
Yeah.
it's interesting. To see,
Negative wars.
That's
They have a
that's
negative.
crazy.
I'm
That
not
is
100%
crazy.
positive, but I'm pretty sure they're in a negative war,
Oh my
negative
gosh.
4, which is really hard to do because it's a cumulative stat, and it's just you don't have that star. Brian Reynolds is a really good player. Don't get me wrong, but he's not that star 4 to 5 WAR player like consistently like he was maybe in 2021.
Mhm.
He hasn't been able to show he's been a good player, but when you don't have that kind of guy and multiple of those kind of guys, and you have a lot of like negative WAR, Josh Van Meters, and we can go down the list
Oh,
Mhm.
of players that we've brought in that were Charrington. Now I will give him credit. Joey Bart and Nick Gonzalez were his own bringing. He brought in Bart last year, and he drafted Nick Gonzalez his first draft pick. But other than that, I mean, Brian Reynolds was a Neil Huntington acquisition. O'Neal Cruz is a Neil Huntington acquisition. Kutch was a Dave Littlefield acquisition
Yeah,
when they
that is
drafted
true.
him.
That's
you know
true.
what's funny? It's like during the Sherrington. Well, I guess it goes with Huntington and Sherrington because we traded McCutcheon, got Reynolds. Now they're both on the team. We traded Frazier, and now we have Sawinski. Now they're both on the team. And I think there's one other combination. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's the. I think that's the only.
They saw
combination.
Archer come back to the Rays, and they're like, we need to do the same thing but twice.
Yeah.
And Frazier wasn't a Charrington either, obviously.
Yeah.
So
Right. But Frazier traded, or Sherrington traded him.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's why it makes me so sad to see Rick Eckstein leave because of Frazier's success in 2021, because of Brian Reynolds having a very elite hitting season, and Josh Bell obviously breaking out too.
yeah.
So
But yeah, Matt Haig, I need to see more to give him criticism that I would levy on Andy Haynes. Everybody knew when Andy Haynes was hired, like this guy got fired in Milwaukee, he did a poor job in Milwaukee. What's to say a better organization than the Milwaukee Brewers?
Matt Haig
Like-
is more unproven.
Yeah,
he's a guy that worked a lot with the Blue Jays. I think I don't know if it was mainly their AAA, but he did a lot of work for them. It felt like he was their main guy as the hitting coach for them. But then obviously he was more of an assistant at the major league level. So
A macroscopic viewpoint of this Pirates road trip.
macroscopic.
Is that a word?
I don't
That's
know.
a word,
I've heard
right?
I assume it is.
If there's microscopic, is it microscopic or macroscopic?
No, macro, big.
because
you're talking
it's a
the
big.
picture?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to
yeah,
say.
yeah.
Okay. But the macroscopic viewpoint, or not viewpoint, but like moment of this road trip and this start to the season
Emblematic.
was our guy Nick Gonzalez. He hits a home run, and somehow he fractures his ankle. And I don't even know at what point on the home run how he did it, but he fractured his ankle out 6 to 8 weeks. That is a huge, huge loss to this lineup. And I'm not the biggest, I wasn't super high on Nick Gonzalez, but they expected him to be like he was last year. He hits that home run, gets off to a great start, and boom, like that. We won't see him for another month or two. And that
Horowitz
was
is
just,
out for.
and
We haven't heard anything about him yet.
Yeah, I haven't
no,
heard any updates.
and I think
yeah.
they're just so thin. Like if you lose anyone, it's brutal. It's brutal. You don't have
Any depth.
the depth to
let
make up
alone-
for it.
Yeah.
And I think Horowitz is going to be and I don't think either of those guys are enough to take them to the next level. But right now, it's like their lineup doesn't really have much of a chance. And but what needs the big thing that, and I guess Nick Gonzalez would have qualified under this, but he's hurt. Like these young guys have to step up. I like Endy Rodriguez was a little, I was a big fan of getting Endy on the team. He looked a little just
Overwhelmed a little bit
in the
early.
first series, but the Rays series, he's looked. I mean, he had some loud outs, and he
Yeah.
was,
And he hit the ball
and he
hard.
had some big hits, and I'm like I said, I think he's gonna be the key if this offense is gonna get anything going in the near future, because Ryan Reynolds, I'm worried about. This is another thing. I'm worried about whatever this injury is, this triceps injury. Yeah, it supposedly doesn't affect his hitting, but
He hasn't
at
looked
what
great.
point?
Yeah.
At what point does it is it it still could be hindering him in some way. And so, if I hope that they don't put him out there because we need him desperately, and then he ends up getting more hurt than he is. Like, rest him for a few days, put him on the 10-day list, and have him rest 10 days if that's what it takes. Like, we can't lose him to injury to an extensive injury at all.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what worries me with the Jared Jones thing as well, because he's gonna be out a while. 6 to 8 weeks until he starts.
Well, he's not gonna be throwing. He won't be back till July.
Yeah,
he's on the 60 days.
But still, like, everybody was thinking that was a even worse injury. My concern would be you rush him back and he re-aggravates it even worse.
Yeah.
Again, that's the concern here, especially with somebody like Jared Jones, who is a cornerstone of your rotation and of your team. But yeah, I mean, these injuries. I mean, this Horowitz thing. Could it be worse than we think it is? I mean, it would make sense. I mean, they're not saying anything about it. They don't want people to be saying stuff about it, probably, if it is worse. But they said he would be.
When was the last up? I mean, wasn't he taking swings?
That was like a couple weeks ago, wasn't it? I don't even know.
I was hearing like he'd be back opening day. Then I heard he's gonna be out till May. Now I haven't heard anything.
I think he'll be
so
out
I have no
till
idea.
May.
If
he's back until June, that'll be a very huge disappointment.
Yeah. The good thing is though that if he was here for like 1 year, say it was like what happened, like if Rowdy Tellez was out until like June, that would be detrimental. Like I
that
know,
was
like,
their prize acquisition
well,
for this
exactly.
this management that's going to be under fire.
Yeah, and he the good thing is he has multiple years of control, but this is, like you said, a very important year for both Charrington and Shelton. So there's kind of a sense of urgency there, but if Horowitz is back, like people don't realize, because like you felt underwhelmed that was your big addition, but compared to some other options, he is a huge addition back whenever he is back. I know he is unproven.
He hits.
He hits. Yeah, that's
he may
what
not
this
hit
team
for power,
needs.
but
Yeah.
he'll hit. He is good hit tool, I think.
I mean, he is exactly the type of mold that Matt Haig tries to build, and they bring him in. That's a guy that, or they bring Haig in, and then Horowitz is a guy they bring in. It felt like it is a perfect match for those two. So I'm kind of curious to see how productive he can be whenever he is back. So.
Yeah, I just want to wrap up about the offense. Well, I mean, maybe we're not wrapped. There might be other things we want to say.
I do. I wanted to say one thing.
But I will
wrap
say,
up your thoughts on the offense. What are you looking at me like
I'll
that
wrap
for?
up. I
was just saying, like.
Okay.
You saying
You're
wrap
done.
up?
You're done.
I was saying you can wrap up your thoughts. You're wrapping up your thoughts.
Very unnecessary. Okay, so
You're trying to find your words here. I'm just trying to. You're saying
You're not helping.
macroscopic. What is that?
It's a word. It's a great word. Look it up. Anna Jean, she's watching this. She'll tell me. She'll say if that's a word or not. She'll tell
I
me.
don't doubt you. I'm just saying you're
Yeah.
like macroscopic.
Maybe I'll have a graphic that.
Anyway,
shows
what's your point? What do you?
I don't even remember.
Okay, Jake
yes, no,
Bell.
I do remember. I do remember. So the lineup. This is a big problem we had with. Among many issues with Shelton, there isn't consistency. So and they're trying to figure out what the heck they're trying to do. No Horowitz, no Gonzalez, but like, there's some things that are just obvious. Like, Tommy Pham being a leadoff hitter. Tommy Pham had his chance to be the leadoff hitter through 7. Like, we've seen enough. Like, he was bad last year. There's no giving him the benefit of the doubt at this point of being a leadoff hitter. Yes, he has had a high career OBP, but last year he didn't.
And he's old.
And he's like, yeah, he's just old. You need a spark at the top of the lineup. Tommy Pham is not that, right? So, and then this is another issue, like cleanup hitter. We've had issues with the cleanup hole for years. Why is Tommy Pham batting cleanup yesterday? I have no idea. But point is, Tommy Pham can't be batting higher than 6th, maybe 5th in the order. Maybe. You can't. That just can't be a thing. And then you got to figure out this. I like Adam Frazier as the one. As crazy as this sounds, I like Adam Frazier at the top of the lineup against righties. He has a short, compact swing. He has a good eye. He's a veteran. He knows what he's doing up there. He's going to put the ball in play. Yes, he's not Adam Frazier of 2021, but like we don't have a lot of options.
Imagine if I would be psyched.
We don't have a lot of options. And honestly, I like what I've seen from IKF. I love him. I do give Shelton credit. I like him in the 9-hole.
Yeah, people keep
because-
saying that you need to move him up. No, you put him there since it's on base for the top
because
of the order.
He turns the lineup over.
Yeah.
It's not a lot
Exactly.
of pressure on him. He gets his
Right.
1 or 2 singles here and there a game, and he does. That's that's what
And
he
he's been
does.
walking.
But I'd
Yeah.
like to see because Frazier. We don't want him really playing every day. Although that's kind of with the injuries to Gonzalez and Horwitz, it's kind of like he kind of has to almost. But like against lefties, I would put IKF at the top spot in the lineup, and then have Frazier bat against righties.
Interchange him based
Yeah,
on
but
the
it's just
pitch.
like-
Yeah, you could.
It's just like let's find some consistency. Don't be switching Adam Frazier and Tommy Pham every game.
Yeah, I don't like
let's-
Tommy Pham anywhere like 5 or higher for sure. I just don't.
I really was thinking maybe Tommy Pham can be, and let's give him some time. But like,
I gave him no time. I was like, no.
I think he's gonna be this year's Rowdy Tellez. Maybe not that to that extent, but
Here's something interesting.
the fans are gonna be booing him. I can guarantee that unless he hits some home runs or gets some hits. Go ahead.
So I was just gonna say, going into the season, I kind of made like a list of the 1 through 9 Pirates that were healthy, in what last year where they hit best at in the lineup, and on here, Pham, like compared to the rest of the team, he is actually has best batting 8th in the lineup last year technically. So I don't know, like I obviously
Yeah.
that it might not matter, but like that's just still something to keep your eye on.
That's an
especially-
interesting.
you know what I mean?
That's an interesting exercise. That's some good research.
Because
there,
I
Jake.
like but also
is
it has
that- is
IKF
that-
at the 2-hole, and
is
he's
there
not a
any,
2-hitter.
like,
So
to me, my question to that is there any data that proves like I can't say that it's a fact. Oh, if he hits 8 in the order,
exactly,
like,
no,
what does that have to do
exactly,
with
yeah. It's
anything?
just something to maybe change up if you don't want him batting leadoff or in the clean.
He
cleanup
shouldn't
hole,
be. They view him as this because they overpaid for him.
I
It's
bet
just,
him 8.
The thing is, like a lot of time, Jared Trullo is in this line, and Jared Trullo is worse than Adam. Excuse me, than Tommy Pham. Like so, Tommy Pham, when a lineup with Jared Trullo in it,
Trullo's
he has
just
to
not
be
looked-
7th or
Yeah.
6th.
Something I don't know what happened to Triola. I really don't.
I don't-
He's trying to get a torpedo back. That's what
Yeah, I
he
know,
said.
No, he's
it's
got
like
some
a-
shipping in.
Yeah.
They're
No,
coming
he
to
just doesn't have it.
Pittsburgh
He has a
for
pushy
torpedo
swing.
bats.
He's just not. I really liked. I don't know. For some reason, I liked his swing, and I was like, then last spring we were all fooled, and I was kind of fooled by him because he's like big. I was like, oh, big frame,
He
big
hit
guy.
298. I
Yeah,
mean, he
his
looked
first
really
year,
good. Yeah, he looked really
But, like,
good.
They need him on this, and this is a team that is struggling defensively. And as a team that's trying to win in the margins, it's trying to win these. This is a different topic. This is abysmal defense. Like Clint Hurdle's teams always played good defense. That's how they won games, and they had a strong bullpen. It wasn't necessarily the offense, right? And they're trying to still find that formula. And every game, it feels like there's a lack of confidence with the defense. Like someone's goofing up. I mean, yesterday IKF gave a free 90, which led to a run. We're giving these free 90s to teams. Pretty much, I could probably name you one in every game. We're not going to do that because that's torture.
Let's actually do it.
Let's search that up. But
We like torture.
defensively, and that's why Jared Triolo is valuable because defensively,
He's a Gold Glover.
He is, and he deserves that award. He deserves full credit. But like, oh my God, he's so awful at the plate. Maybe the torpedo bats will help. So yeah, let's talk about these torpedo bats because I want to get your guys' opinion on this. I think there was a bit of an overreaction, but we got to clap it up for our man. The end of the show, Brian. We probably won't be seeing him for a while. Might see him more towards the end of the season. I don't know, but Brian Cashman, I mean, he was very upset about Juan Soto, and he said he was a man on a mission. And he got this MIT tech that she's like, I don't have a Juan Soto, but I'm going to recreate him with these torpedo
With
bats.
Anthony Volpe.
Anthony Volpe's going crazy. Now, here's the thing. I think it gives an advantage for the offense, but I don't think it gives a massive advantage by any means. I don't. I think if it gives a little bit where it's not like unfair, I think it's a good thing for the game because offense is what gets viewers, right? We
Right.
see that in football. The NFL is shifting towards offense. MLB should be doing the same thing, and pitchers have been having more success in the past few years.
Mhm.
So I mean, I don't know how many years, but
Since 2020, I'd say they've been more successful because the
Yeah.
juice ball era was done after the 2019 season, I would say.
yeah.
What
So
a year that was.
Well,
that was
yeah, that was
crazy.
insane.
so were the balls like I'm trying to remember.
Juice. The
were-
balls were juice.
They
They were
actually
juiced.
were, and then they
Yeah.
stopped. Or
Yeah, I mean, everyone was hitting homers, and every pitcher was not great. But there were like a lot of pitchers that had 300 strikeouts. It was weird. Like it was just
Wow.
like
that was like the last.
it's the
I
year
feel
of
like
stats. I love it.
2020, like a lot changed.
Yeah.
If you think about it, like COVID literally changed baseball in a way. Like the pitch clock came in. Not that COVID did that, but like it was like during that
era.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
It-
it
it
is a
helped
really
everyone,
we're in a
yeah.
new era of baseball.
Yeah.
But like as we saw, like everyone's like, oh, they scored 36 runs in 3 games. Well, look, the Yankees have a lot of good hitters. They have Hall of Famers in that lineup. Like, and the Brewers, we have to factor in the Brewers pitching staff is a complete mess with the injuries they have. So I think it was more
And
that.
Nestor Cortez stinks.
And
That-
well,
he's
the
terrible.
Royals put up 11 runs, I think, the game after
Right.
that
Yeah.
series. So it's not you can't say.
And
it's
then
all on
last
the
night,
torpedo
my
bats.
guy Zach Gallen cooking 13 strikeouts against the Yankees. So
Yeah.
yes, do the torpedo bats help? Yes, but did the Yankees score all these runs because they have thick bats? No, that's not that's not the
And
main
not everybody's
reason.
using them. People are like assuming that everybody's like using them
all
or
it
something.
all it does is say, okay, you get a ball at the end of the bat that's normally maybe. Okay, you hit a ball at the end of the bat that's a single. Maybe it's a double. That's
Yeah.
the kind of stuff.
But maybe it
depends.
focuses. Yeah, it focuses
Right.
on part of the wood that gets you a lot of contact at the position of the bat that would you drive runs. It's
Jared-
like weird.
Jared
Yeah.
Triol, I was reading that article. Jared Triol was like, look at all these marks on the end of my bat. Those are single. He's like, those are hits. I'm
Wow.
getting those torpedo bats.
If it works for Triola, man.
No, that's.
This
I'm
offense
sorry.
is
He's
coming back.
Well, I mean, if he bats 250, he becomes a very valuable player. So we'll see.
Jack Sawinski needs a fat bat as well.
Well, that's someone I actually want. That was someone I actually want to talk about. If you guys don't mind.
Yeah,
Yes,
go ahead.
So, during the Marlins series, like he didn't play very much, but the first game he started, I was extremely impressed. He looked like a very good hitter. Usually, his power came from inside pitches that he would pull, or inside pitches down the middle that he would pull for home runs, or outside pitches that were a strike that he'd drive into center field for a home run. That's kind of where he gets the most power from. He took an opposite
other way.
a pitch the opposite way that should have been a home run.
Great catch. It was
if Conan didn't make that catch, he looked like a good all around player, and if he can establish that more, I mean, he could be a very dangerous hitter in this lineup. In the Rays series, I was disappointed because we did see more of what he was last year, right? A lot of the swing and misses, kind of not much plate discipline, even though he really is a 3 outcome hitter, I would say. But if he can go back to what he did in the Marlins series, I know it was short lived. But you have a very effective hitter for this lineup against righties to where, you could at least have a little bit more power. But he needs to stay consistent. That's the biggest thing.
Jack Sawinski, with his swing, it's going to be so inconsistent.
It is.
And I think a guy like Sawinski who ebbs and flows, right? I mean, he's on and off like that. Like, there's no really – like, I don't think you're going to see a period where, like, Jack Sawinski's going
Exactly.
20 for 45 or something ridiculous. Like, no, that's probably a ridiculous number. But I will say that I think – honestly, I forgot what I was saying.
You're talking Jack Sawinski?
I know, but I forgot.
Oh.
Go ahead, Nate. I'll come
I
back
don't
to
have
me.
anything to say about Jackson. No, I'm just.
Oh, you know what it was? I think. See, it all comes back to me.
'Cause I
He's
started
a guy
talking.
that ebbs and flows. Like, you have to keep him in the lineup every day. And the Pirates, he's their 4th outfielder, and like they don't feel confident. They don't. Shelton and Sherrington can't take the risk of putting him in the lineup every day and having him going 0 for 30. They can't afford that. But that's why you needed to go out and get better players.
Yeah, that's
So
such
he
a
could.
tough
So
concept.
he could be a 4th outfielder.
Or a guy that only faces Rays. And the Pirates have faced a lot of righty starting
but
pitching.
like
so.
they
And
I
they
feel
rather
like
Tommy Pham.
they need
than
to
they're
let him
there.
play every day and just take a risk and hope that he gets into a rhythm.
Because he has the upside. Tommy Pham does not have the upside.
No.
I mean, he has to get better from hitting, 0.95 or whatever he's at right now. But it's not crazy. Jack Sawinski has much more upside in terms of power potential, in terms of driving and runs.
And he's younger that could have room to grow still. So.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it harkens back to this offseason. Everything harkens back to it. It was just, it can't be overstated. We bring it up every episode, but this is year 6 of a rebuild. It's crazy to think about. And you look at the talent that we have in our farm system in terms of pitching, and you look at comparison on the hitting side, there is nothing. There is nothing other than Termarr Johnson and Connor Griffin, who were number one picks for the Pirates, first rounders. And this offseason, there were so many available hitters, that didn't cost crazy money, that the Pirates could, a little Randall Grichuk here, a little Jock Peterson here.
Peterson, whoa, Jock Peterson. That's we gotta. That's a little out there, sir.
We were talking about this today. If Jonathan India, the Reds want to trade him to the Pirates, but that would have been like the perfect leadoff guy. I've been saying it. I love him as the leadoff guy for the Royals. That would have been a perfect leadoff because that's what we're really missing there too as well. There's just nothing about this lineup that is well constructed, and they don't play defense well. And the only thing that they do well is steal and walk, and it's just not good enough.
Now I want to talk about Jack Sawinski again. I want to.
Okay.
So I want to. He's on my mind. Jake Bell's got him on my mind.
Yeah.
Because when he had those games against at least the one game, he was leading off, right? But in the risk, it's just he's such a risky.
Because he steal strike out or something.
Right, he's gonna strike out so much. That's the issue. But I think when he's in that leadoff spot, his plate discipline and his eye automatically. And we talk about spots in the lineup.
Yeah.
I think this actually is a thing because when he's in the 5-hole, like he's trying to drive and run, he's trying to do too much.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't mind. I said Adam Frazier and IKF, but it's just like it's tough.
He's a guy that can draw walks too, like as a leadoff hitter.
It's a tough position for Shelton. Shelton does not have good cards, and that's not his fault. I mean, not entirely.
What is his fault is the lack of ability to develop any of these hitters coming up through the minor league system and actually making them worse as they come up. So
I will say, but yeah, I just Jack Sawinski is one of those guys. Like I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with Jack. So I don't really know what to do with him.
But you gotta
keep throwing him out there. You gotta keep throwing him out there.
It's all about upside.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead, Jake. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say him, like a lot of other guys, have nothing else to prove in AAA. I mean, it's just you have to see what you can do.
Gotta take the risk. Sharing Sheldon, you don't have anything else right now.
And our only good hitters, I mean, we're trading, we're letting go Josh Palacios to the White Sox.
Honestly, he would be an interesting.
He's gonna hit
600. Like he would, yeah.
Jason DeLay traded for cash
he'd be great in the leadoff spot. Palacios.
I think that would be interesting.
Speaking of,
too bad he's on the Whites. He's gonna hit 15 home runs for the White Sox.
As I said.
Speaking of these roster moves, can we talk a little bit about Canario?
Yes.
Obviously, that was a big addition.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And because
a lot of strikeouts incoming.
He was added to the active roster. G1 Bay was he optioned?
He optioned him, yeah.
I didn't know he had any options left. I feel like they're always optioning him, but I guess he has. This might be his last. I don't know.
I have
options.
Yeah, I don't remember how much he has left.
But what do we think about Canario? It looks like I really like his swing. There are concerns about strikeouts. He struck out 19 times in 42 career at bats in the major leagues. That's a small sample size, but still, it's a lot of strikeouts. But his power potential is certainly there, and I think it's a bat and it's a swing that has a hit tool there as well. So what do you guys think of Canario?
You know what's crazy? His first major league game was against the Pirates, and we were getting freaking murdered by the Cubs.
Did he?
And he hit a grand slam.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was gonna say.
And I think was he a top? I heard that he was a top 15 prospect. That wasn't in all of baseball. That was within the Cubs.
With the Cubs, yeah, because he was never a top 100
I was about to
prospect,
say, we'd give up more than cash considerations. We love cash.
Welcome to Pittsburgh cash considerations.
We love the cash
with Jason DeLay, we got the cash.
And we got the cash considerations back by trading Jason DeLay to Atlanta. I want to thank Jason DeLay.
I
hope he does well.
Atlanta's a mess right now in the beginning of the season.
Chadwick Trump.
And Chadwick Trump. Not Trump. He's their starting catch. Jason DeLay could actually help them. No joke.
Yeah, with their pitching staff too.
Yeah, and anyway though, Alexander Canario, I think the comp is for him. I think he's Jack Sawinski, but with a better swing. He has Jack Sawinski potential of a better swing, but like Jack Sawinski, he's going to strike out a ton. And I don't know if that's a plate discipline thing. I think he has a good swing. So he was with the Cubs. He played If you look, he's played like 20 games in the big leagues with the Cubs, and he's actually been good in all of those games.
He's batting.
His numbers are good.
Yeah, he has like weird stats. So like he obviously has the 2 homers, 8 RBIs, and 42 at bats. He's batting 286, but he also struck out 19 times, like you said. But he's getting on base at a 333 clip, slugging 524. Like, I know it's a small sample size.
That is
but it's
Jack's.
That
is
is
like 2023 Jack
It is.
Lewinsky
It's righty-
in 40 at bats.
No, but
Except
that's-
batting average is the only difference.
That's
it.
literally those numbers, very small sample size, but that's best hitter on the Pirates potential. I mean, that's like an 820 some OPS.
I like it. I mean, literally, you could have the best version of Jack Sawinski with Canario facing lefties, Sawinski facing righties. And
Yeah.
it's just the
Tommy
Is he
Pham
combination.
kick to the curb.
Wait, Canario is right-handed.
I'm pretty sure.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
is.
right.
Yeah.
But obviously, I don't want to waste any breath on G1 Bay because he's just.
With how successful.
Let's not even talk about.
Yeah, with
him.
how successful the Pirates have been stealing bases, his base
Oh,
running
he
is
doesn't
no
want.
longer a
He's
plus.
too hesitant
Exactly.
to steal.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
And then he got, like,
his,
hurt.
his speed is no longer a plus.
That was the dumbest
so-
thing I've ever seen in my life.
and then he
Him trying to-
steals third with
He's
2
in there-
outs.
He's
Yeah.
in there just no. He tries to steal. He gets
Oh
caught.
my God! Oh, that was.
He
let's
kept
not
stopping.
relive
That's all. We gotta get a short of me. Last week I went hard on him. For
that
the
was
opening day one,
ridiculous.
so I was.
Yeah.
Like,
was a-
Base seems like a nice person. I hope that he does well, but
Well,
it's just he
let's
shouldn't be on
look
the
at his
Major League
criminal
roster.
record.
Yeah. That is true.
Let's be
that is true.
honest.
That's true.
It's an
Yeah.
external. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I've been. But yeah, no. Canario.
He's a
It's-
big freaking dude.
Canario. He's
He
gonna
is
be,
a monster.
Like,
Look at him. He is a
I know, but
Yeah.
physical beast,
Yeah.
bro.
Like, he's 6 foot but 212 pounds. Like, he's like.
Oh, okay, he's not as
strong.
much. I thought
he's
he
not
was
tall,
bigger
but
than
he's
that. That was
big.
very
I thought he was like
exaggerated.
6'3" or
No,
something.
he's not like
Never
tall,
mind.
tall,
That
but
was
he's
very
a big guy.
exaggerated.
I
Yeah,
get his,
so-
he looks muscular.
is,
He
yeah.
looks
Yeah.
like Sawinski. He is powerful. Sawinski doesn't
Yeah.
look like a
Yeah.
stud. You know what I mean? This guy looks like a stud. Like he's like gonna be. He kind of. Wait, maybe this is a crazy. Anthony Alford, but like
Anthony
obviously way
Alford.
more potential. It's Anthony Alford.
Anthony Alford was
Anthony
a top-
Alford was a buff man.
He was, but he was.
I don't know if he's that
a terrible hitter.
I don't know if Anthony Alford.
Here's a fun fact about Anthony Alford.
Uh-oh.
He was he was like a top 3 recruit for Southern Mississippi of all time. He was like a high 4-star recruit. Got a lot of college offers, but went to
He
Southern
went to Ole
Mississippi.
Miss.
Southern Miss. Well,
Didn't he go to? Or
he transferred out to Ole Miss as like a defensive player or something. But he played
okay.
quarterback at Southern Miss and was the starting quarterback for their own 12th season. Fun fact.
Oh wow!
And then he became a top 100 prospect in baseball for the Blue Jays.
I
Just
I
crazy
liked the
stuff.
pickup when the Pirates got
I
him
was so excited
because
yeah.
he had so much potential, but he just couldn't hit it all.
He was a
whatsoever.
strikeout guy.
he's
but
an
like
athlete,
And
amazing.
he
Yeah,
made
he's a
some
good
great
athlete,
plays
yeah.
in the outfield. I
Yeah.
remember, like in left. I remember him in center. He was in center a little bit. He made some good plays, but
Mhm.
yeah, I do like that comp. But this we're recording this before the opening day home opener. Sources are saying they're gonna slot Canario in the
I would
cleanup
love it.
spot.
I would.
They're gonna put him in
But honestly,
cleanup.
like, wait, who's
Over
who's-
Bart?
Yeah, they're gonna put him in.
That would be
That's
like,
what
but,
they're
like,
saying.
who's pitching? Who's
I
pitching?
I
though?
just
like,
completely made that up.
like if
but-
a lefty's pitching, like I mean that could happen. I
Max
don't
Fried
know.
is pitching. Max Fried.
Put him in.
Canario.
Put him in the 4 hole.
Canario,
There he is.
honestly, I hope maybe he has a spark. I don't like. I'm curious to see what he can do.
But
He's a power.
you know
he has
what?
37
I kind of
homers
take
one year in
back
the
my
minors.
statement because I forgot we were going to
We're
talk
dreaming about
Canario.
Canario.
Yeah.
We're on our
We're
knees
very desperate.
right now.
We're desperate for
Yeah.
anything.
So Sawinski, I think if Canario's not on the roster, Sawinski should be playing every day. But with Canario on the roster, I think it's time. Give him a chance.
You could platoon the two.
I think he has more. I think he has a better swing.
Well, with Reynolds out, like not playing in the outfield right now, like you could just put both of them in there at times.
Exactly.
Or
Yeah.
you could have, I don't even know. It's just, I don't even want to think about what's going on. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this lineup unfolds here going forward because there are now another player we talked just briefly about him, O'Neal Cruz. Really like what I've seen from him
I
his
do.
first
Yeah.
Like
week as
as,
well.
as an offensive player, yeah.
That's
is-
where the
I've really
patience
liked
is actually
His
paying
plate
off.
discipline has been very good. He's been walking. He's been stealing. No one's stolen more bases than O'Neal Cruz. This is what you wanted to see last year, maybe. But I understood kind of, coming off that injury,
Yeah, you
not
can't.
trying to steal as
Him
much.
having a 2020 season last year, I mean, you can't complain.
30-30 this year.
30-30.
It's going to be
It could happen,
40-40,
yeah. If he hits 40-40, like
Seven-
He's not good
yeah.
enough to hit 40.
70-70.
70s.
He's
Barry
just-
Bonds.
He is what he is. Like, to me, he has the potential to be a great player, but his baseball IQ and lack of effort is a downfall, a massive downfall. And we've seen that on defense. And I didn't even think about this going into the season, but, like, I just thought, O'Neal Cruz in center, that's going to be great. And we forget, like, this guy is just, you can't hide him sometimes. You cannot hide him. You got to be strong up the middle. And, opening day, he lost us that game. I don't care what anybody says.
He didn't lose us that game.
Well, he was a big part of the reason. Throwing the ball over the
Nick Fortes with a drive to center field. Rocket.
Caught. It still should have been caught.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just like sometimes I'm like, where is his focus? What is he doing? And it's just like, you can't be a great player, an elite player. Like, he's gonna be fine, but like an elite talent that the Pirates expect him to be with those issues. And
it's got to get better. It's got to improve.
Well,
I just don't know if it will. You're right. Because
maybe to an extent.
He had spring training, and we were talking about this earlier. He overthrew the cutoff man the first time against the Marlins.
But he did it again.
And he said, I got to be better. I learned my mistake.
He doesn't
and he didn't learn
English,
his mistake.
But...
Yeah, what was that? That was very disparaging of something. I don't even know.
Like, if you're
like, try to do, like, but I was just realizing he doesn't even speak English.
Well, if you're an outfielder, like, you're always told, like, obviously you need to throw the ball hard, but you need to throw hard where the cutoff guy can cut the ball off. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
through the cutoff. Because
like, you're trying to throw home,
but
it's
can, like,
too
like
if it
back
skips
away.
once or twice to the catcher, that's fine if you throw it hard enough. Like, if you throw a lollipop, like, obviously that's not gonna work. Like, but if you throw it to where the cutoff guy can cut the ball off, like, that's. And with O'Neal Cruz's arm strength, playing shortstop before where he has to throw the ball on the line anyway. Like, I feel like that's an easy transition for him. But, like, it's weird because, like, it feels like he throws at more of a side angle. So, like, I don't know if he needs to throw more like Jared Jones vertically for it to be more successful. Because whenever you throw that side angle, it's so hard for the cutoff guy. Because you almost have to, like, start at an angle before the ball tails on you. Like, it's just kind of weird.
It's just, like, a lack of effort sometimes. Like, every time I see him, it's just a lackadaisical kind of nature of him in the outfield.
Yeah.
When he's angry, that second game against the Marlins,
you love when he's angry.
Oh, yeah.
He needs to be angry every game. If he's angry every game, he's an elite player. But he's too, like, fun and, and goofy. That's just what he is. He's in the dugout doing whatever. That he was, like, hugging McCutcheon or whatever. He was hugging somebody.
I would hug Kutch.
He's, like, all over
I would
him.
hug Kutch all the time.
I want some 6'7"
Thank you, Kutch.
dude.
I love you, Kutch.
6'7" dude. Just no. Anyway.
That's not a good criticism.
Well, speaking of not good criticisms, I want to mention it was. I think Greg Brown is just sick of Cruz's demeanor because it was funny. Like, that play, he threw the ball in. There was nothing Cruz could really do.
Yeah.
And it was deep enough where both runners could tag.
It was at the wall.
And you watched that play.
Yeah.
I don't think there was anything. And Greg Brown is just like, I think it's just a frustration of his overall. I think it was the wrong.
Pattern.
It was the wrong. It was bad timing. But, like, I think it's just like a frustration. So we understand Greg Brown. We understand.
But some people are, like, making it stuff that it's not. About Greg Brown. If you've seen it, like, saying stuff.
Oh, Greg Brown's a hater. Like, shut up.
I've said worse even.
This man is. Didn't we look up? He's the losingest broadcast. He's gone through more losing than any broadcaster in sports or in baseball. What was the stat on that?
I didn't see the stat. I'm not sure.
Okay, this guy has seen a lot, and he has to keep. And he tries to. We've talked. He talked to us about this. He tries to keep his cool, and anyway, but he's passionate, and that's what makes him great. But anyway, yeah.
Do you want to move on to? We talked enough Pirates here. We'll see the Yankees.
We didn't talk Holderman and Bednar, but let's.
Well, we do have to mention Bednar obviously getting optioned down. I think we all agree that's probably the right move at this juncture. He needs to.
Yeah.
But the issue is he going to get better down there? What are they even? I just don't have confidence. Like, if it's not working up here with the Brent Strum and Oscar Marin, who's had some success stories for sure. He's been the best between Haynes and by a mile those first hirings. But I think it is good to get him down there, get some work, try to work on some stuff. For Holderman, it's just there is a lot of bad luck involved. There's not a lot of it's a lot of weaker contact, but it's a lot of we were talking about this earlier as well. Just an overusage of the breaking stuff. I think he has a great fastball.
Yeah,
he got burned on it like last year, but it was this weak contact, and he kind of went away from that Went
and
away
he has
from
no
that too
command
much.
over the off speed.
The off speed is very
leading,
inconsistent.
but he's bouncing his. Yesterday he bounced his sinker, and poor Andy Rodriguez had to go chase the ball.
Yeah, that wasn't on. Yeah, that you can't.
That's the
stop
biggest
that.
pass ball I've ever seen in my life.
They give it a pass ball like on the scorecard.
I would assume. I mean, he's bounced a 99
Well, I
mile
mean,
an hour
I would
sinker.
figure it's a
Wild
wild
pitch,
Yeah,
wild
that's what I was
pitch.
thinking. Yeah.
Oh, I meant. I'm an idiot.
No, because I was gonna say, I was like, wait, I hope they didn't
Yeah.
make it a
I'm
pass
an
ball.
idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why. Yeah. Anyway, I'm an idiot. Yeah. Nate's kind of reiterating what we were saying. Like,
Yeah.
I think Holderman, there's much more potential than Bednar. I mean, I think Bednar. The problem with Bednar is both of them. The problem with both of them is they haven't made any adjustments. Pitch selection for both of them is bad. Bednar, it's too much fastball and not enough off speed, not enough control of the off speed to set up the fastball. Holderman, I mean, Bednar doesn't even throw his changeup, and I think he has a good changeup. And he only has 3 pitches. Now, Holderman, on the other hand, has a ton of pitches. Great stuff. Great stuff. That sinker of his is nasty when he hits it.
Yeah.
But he has no command of the off-speed pitches. I guess it is kind of similar, but I want to see the difference is I want to see Holderman throw his fastball more, where I want to see Bednar throw his less. And Bednar is still not hitting his locations. It's just like it doesn't. I was like, what? I remember watching him in spring training. I'm like, there's nothing different here. There's nothing different about what his approach is. And it's the same with Holderman. There's nothing different about the approach. They had the whole offseason to change it. And I'm glad the Pirates aren't dragging out the Bednar thing further. Like, enough's enough. Like, we're not going to have him go in front of 35,000 on Friday and get booed and get embarrassed. Like, the guy's lost his confidence. And like I said, when everyone in the stands, everyone on the field knows, and yourself knows that you can't do it, like, it's time for a reset. As for Holderman,
We don't do that here. Wait, we don't do that here. Actually, we don't criticize Bednar here. We don't do that here.
Oh, that's right. Rowdy Tellez with the
I saw that on my
yeah.
Twitter thing this morning or yesterday or something. I was like, oh, that's funny.
So I will say that for Holderman though, I feel like it could be it's a quick fix. But how many months did they have to? He keeps getting behind in the count because his off speed pitches are. He's just something's off of his mechanics, I think. But I think it's more of a just throw your fastball more too. Because if he just sticks with the sinker and the 4-seamer, he's going to have a lot of success.
Yeah, and you know how good he can be. I mean, last year he was dominant a majority of the start of the season, which is why his ERA ended up being so low despite, some collapses at the end of the year. But I like his stuff like you mentioned. For a guy like Bednar, it seems like to me, I think I've mentioned this before, he relied a lot, especially early in his Pirates career, on overpowering people with his fastball. Right? He didn't locate his fastball particularly well. He left it down the middle a lot, but he would get away with it because he could throw 97 miles
and
per
now
hour.
those guys are just waiting for it.
Exactly.
They're like, because everyone's realized we're not going to touch your off-speed stuff.
Yeah.
We're not even going to, we don't care about it. We're going to let it go. Go ahead, throw it in for a strike because we're waiting for that 97 down the middle.
And not only that, but now people, like batters are facing faster velocities more than ever before. Like consistently, the starting pitchers are throwing in the upper 90s. All of a sudden, that fastball that Bednar throws is no longer overpowering compared to what other teams have seen. And I feel like that's a big reason why he hasn't seen success. I root for the guy. I hope he can do well. It's just, to me, it's just something that's worked for him this entire time. And now all of a sudden it's not working. And you're kind of like, it's just, it loses your confidence. And it's a shame because we all love Bednar. He's a great guy. He does a lot for the Pittsburgh community. So I hope that, in AAA he can figure things out. I think, if he could locate his pitches, I think he could bounce back and be a solid reliever for this team. I just can't see him as a closer anymore. And it's sad, but I can't see it. So
I think Colin Holderman still has the potential to be a closer, but we can't even think. We have to think. The Pirates have to think right now, and I think they managed it well. With 2-run lead yesterday. They give Holderman, okay, we're going to bring in Baraki, put the left on left. Brandon Lowe, they pinch hit for him and bring in someone else. Baraki takes care of business. But if it isn't for that extra run we got, it's a tie game again, and Holderman's giving up another run. So we can't really rely. I think we need to let Holderman go in the 6th inning, maybe the 7th inning. 8th inning, we got it in 9th inning. We got to keep him away. And the Pirates have to figure out what they're going to do in the 8th and 9th inning. And I think Dennis Santana, we talked about this before the season. very comfortable in that closer role. He's just been good ever since he's put on a Pirate uniform, which we don't say that about a lot of people, but it's true with Dennis Santana.
He's one of Charrington's like rare, like not rare, but like just diamond in the rough.
Sherrington has had I will say
Baraki.
Sherrington has had a good
a good eye for relief pitcher.
Yeah, but I was gonna say a good in the past, like he's like a good track record. Yes, that's the phrase I was trying to use.
Yeah, he's had some successes there on these kind of waiver pickups, but he's had his fair share of misses as well.
Yeah.
We can go through the
If
list.
you think about it, all of his good moves have been waiver pickups. Joey Bart, Alexander Canario, right? He's gonna be great.
We're hoping.
We need someone to come, and that goes back to the offense. We need someone to be that Joey Bart of last year to add on. But anyway, the pitching. So we were talking about Holderman. So Dennis Santana, I don't think they should have a set closer. Like don't tell Dennis Santana you're the closer, because then that adds pressure. Like put him in the ninth, have him kind of be the closer, but like make it based on matchup. Like if there's a lot of lefties coming up, I think Baraki has earned.
He's been fantastic.
He looks so
that
good.
Pitch,
He has
that
been
pitch
fantastic.
yesterday.
Yeah.
He looks so good, and I think Baraki and Santana are the two guys right now that I can really trust in the 8th and 9th inning.
I agree.
And I can't believe we're saying that, but it's true.
I
think
agree.
right now, but I think the big thing is, and like Lawrence, Ferguson, Meza, I like those guys. I do. But have I seen enough from them where like, yeah, I want them in the 7th, 8th, 9th inning all the time? No. I like them. I think they bring something to the team. They're good depth. But to me, Baraki and Santana are the main guys right now, and you have to put the rest of them and Holderman in like that secondary category. But you can't have Baraki and Santana every 8th and 9th inning. So at what point are we bringing up Kyle Nicholas? At what point are we going to this Carmen Majinski being a starter thing? How long is that going to drag out? Because boy, oh boy, when he pitched those first 2 innings, it was like, oh my gosh, could we use that in our bullpen when he's in his first start?
Mm-hmm.
But then he got tired because, I mean, they're stretching him out, but like it's hot. Like he hasn't been a starting pitcher in how many years? Like
so 2021 was the last time he was consistently.
So like obviously you could tell. And the thing is with Majinski, he works like a reliever. If you notice, he's quick. And he always pitches from the stretch. Like he doesn't look like a starting pitcher to me. I feel like he's evolved into a reliever, but he wants to be a starter so badly.
That's where the money's at.
Right. But like I think the Pirates have to make that decision, because you can't just be like, oh well, Ryan Baraki and Santana are gonna fix our issues and Holderman's gonna be good. And we can't rely on that. But for right now, it's Baraki and Santana, and it's crazy we're saying that, but we need Kyle Nicholas up here, and we need Carmen Majinski back in the high end of the back end of the bullpen. What was I saying? A lot of words there, but go ahead. Yeah,
you did say a lot of words.
That was a lot of words.
Do we want to? I think we said a lot of Pirates here. We want to move on to
anything else you wanted to add about the bullpen?
No, you said everything. Yeah. We're good.
I'm the one gabbing this episode. I think I'm taking over. That's how it was. Lately, it's been like it's more been you, Nate. But I think this episode,
I'm just frustrated with the Pirates. I'm just not saying anything.
I'm frustrated.
Internally.
But I love baseball.
I'm so excited.
Let's talk about baseball. Let's talk about some takeaways through the first week of the Major League season. What are some of our bigger takeaways? But before that, I just want to mention again, make sure you follow us on Spotify.
Yes.
Like and subscribe. I got to mention it multiple times.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Follow us on social media. Go to our Linktree. We have a Linktree now. I forgot to mention. Which is good.
Yeah. So that's everything. If you're like, oh, it's too many accounts, right?
Yeah, you're like,
these
oh, I don't
idiots
have.
are blabbering about all these stupid accounts. Just go to the Linktree.
Yeah.
What's the Linktree? And you'll find all of it there.
We Are Family. The link is on our Instagram page. We'll put it on other stuff coming up here. But yeah, if you don't have YouTube or you don't like using YouTube, we got the link for Spotify on there. If you don't, or vice versa. So
whatever you prefer, we have.
Whatever you prefer, we have. Except we don't have we got to get some Apple Pods. There's some other ones, but that's we got to get bigger upgrade. But anyway, just want to mention that before we get too far into this. But yes, what are some of our big MLB takeaways? I mean, obviously, the Padres and the Dodgers have been off to tremendous starts. Conversely, the Braves have been off to a horrendous start.
That's a huge jinx by me. I feel so bad.
I was right there with you.
Yeah, I had them winning 97 games. It could still happen, but like
I think the Braves will bounce back, but like it's like I think it was like the Astros last year and the Padres the year before.
Right.
Horrendous starts. The Astros did enough to get back, but they were in a very weak division.
They were.
The Padres are going to the Braves are not in a weak division. I don't know why the Padres are on my mind right now. The Braves.
Well, I mentioned the Padres.
Yeah,
I mentioned them.
The Braves are in a tough division, right? With that Padres team 2 years ago, they had the Dodgers in that division. They had the Diamondbacks, and it just wasn't enough. So, I mean, maybe they start winning games, but like 0-7, that usually means like you're going to be
Pro
like
4 now too.
You're going to be like 8-9, and that's a huge blow. You're going to be like 8-19
already
or
Acuna's
something.
out still, obviously recovering.
Yeah.
So they brought in somebody that was funny. I can't remember who they brought in, but Verdugo. Well, they have Verdugo, but he's still in AAA getting at bats right now.
Oh,
they're trying to build him up.
I forgot he was a minor league.
They got him on the $1 million deal. He would have been even better than. Anyway.
Yeah, we don't want to talk.
I don't want to talk about it. But do we think the Braves? I'm not gonna overreact because it's 7 games. I know they're 0-7. They should have won last night. They had the lead the whole game, and then they got in their head. Brian Snitker was managing like his life depended on it last night. He was making some crazy aggressive moves with Iglesias bringing him in really early in the 8th. But I'm not gonna worry about them. I honestly am not. I know there's something that no team's ever made the playoffs that start 0-7. That's actually crazy to me.
It's crazy. Yeah.
It's a crazy stat. I think the Braves buck the trend.
Yeah.
Because I just think they're really good. I just don't think everybody's just hitting bad right now. I just think these are proven guys and they'll hit better.
Well, and I haven't watched a lot of. And I could be wrong about this, and this is why they're not going to win. The Braves are not going to win the division. I think it's very their path is probably a wild card.
It's tough, yeah.
And that's why. And I think I wasn't really sure between the Phillies and the Braves, but kind of like looking at the teams now, and like I think it's clear that the Phillies have much better pitching, especially in the rotation. I mean,
Phillies
the Braves
have a great rotation.
The Braves losing Max Fried, Charlie Morton was always like there for them.
And they're asking a lot from A.J. Smith-Shawver and
it's like
the other Schwellenbach and these guys who have looked pretty good, but you don't know in the end of the day.
Yeah.
But no, I mean I agree for sure. But I factored in like for the Phillies, just like some of their aging guys, like Trey Turner's been dealing with it. I'm just factoring in like I feel like they're gonna get injured a little bit. For them, I hope they don't get injured for their sake, but the Braves get injured a lot too. We've seen that Acuna get hurt every year and he's still out. We've seen Albies get hurt. We've seen some of these guys get hurt. So, but it is. I'm not counting him out for the division. Still, there's 162
so
games.
But I feel very, very pretty confident right now in the Phillies. I mean,
No, that's your right.
Yeah.
And they've looked good.
Yeah.
And I mean, you'll look good when you play the Nationals and then the Rockies at home for a while.
Don't disrespect the Washington Nationals.
Well, they're
sneaky.
not playing good right now. I'm just saying. I had them doing pretty good this year. I'm just saying, right now they're just their pitching is just not there yet. But what do you think, Jake, about the Braves?
Yeah, no, I like you mentioned. I think if any team could go on a run after starting out 0-7, it would be the Braves. I would not be shocked if this is Brian Sticker's last season. I know that he's mentioned retirement.
There's been some rumors about that.
If they don't have
mentioned retirement? Like
there's
when?
Been rumors like
Did he actually say it though?
I didn't say it. It was mentioned, you know what I mean? So like I don't like if they don't have a good season, I could see that happening because with the guy who won you a World Series, like you wouldn't want like he's not gonna get fired no matter what. But like you still like for him to leave, it would make more sense for him to retire. But yeah, this Braves team's too talented. Like they get injured so much, and it's a shame. I mean, we saw them win in 2021 without Acuna, but they also had Freddie Freeman, who made up a lot of that offense that he left behind. So I still have confidence in the Braves. Their hitting is just too good. I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, I don't have really much thoughts about the rest of the MLB. It's so hard to really.
It's very early still. It's hard to gauge where everybody's at. Yeah. I will say
the Dodgers are going 162-0.
Well,
that would be crazy.
The Dodgers haven't even they're only hitting like 230 still. Imagine when they start to really get going. But Another team that's like pleasantly surprised me, not like crazy surprised me, but the Cubs offense has been tremendous so far. Now I know they played the A's, and as an A's guy, I know that their pitching staff is when Luis Severino's your ace, and Osvaldo Bido is like your 3 starter.
We love Osvaldo Bido.
He was solid for the A's. I was kind of disappointed whenever we didn't bring him back. I'm like, I liked him. I thought but like with the amount of pitching depth the Pirates have. There just wasn't room for him.
And I forget to mention, I have this league open, but Brian Snicker, the article, Brian Snicker non-committal about managing beyond 2025, and he said, I'll let the year get underway and see what happens. So he's like...
Well, he's seeing a lot of things, and they're not good right now.
Yeah. So,
And when you have a guy, if you have a guy that's in there thinking about retirement, like, what does that do for the psyche of the team?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I mean, it's baseball.
Yeah. But like, it's just something to try. It's something that's interesting.
For sure.
Peyton, you got any teams that you're looking at that surprise you one way or another? Or that's noteworthy?
I'm trying to think. I think I feel like there is a team. Yeah, the Cubs. I agree with you about the Cubs. They're looking kind of scary. The Twins. They're poverty. They are so. Oh my gosh.
They're like. Oh yeah.
They're extreme.
Everybody
poverty.
was going in today. Everybody.
The White Sox.
They're competitive.
It could only go up from there. And I think that's
they going in today. Every AL Central team was 2-4, and then the Twins lost to the Astros today, 5-2 in like 20-degree weather. I was watching those.
That's such a hard situation because like they have so many good offensive players that just all get hurt. They have a couple good pitchers. It's weird. Like they can be good. It's just Byron Buxton needs to be healthy. I want to see him have a full healthy season. I don't know though.
Yeah, for sure. But for me, so the Cubs offense, it's been. And I was saying this. I was gonna pick the Cubs to win the division, but I was just like Milwaukee. But now that's not looking too good. But they've won. They've kind of righted the ship a little bit. But their pitching staff's kind of marred by injuries right now to some of their key cogs. But yeah, this Cubs offense, I liked it. I know we were talking about they didn't make too many splash moves, but Kyle Tucker is a beast.
Yeah.
And he's proven that already to start the year. And he's just a guy that I think is underrated anyway because he just plays the game. He doesn't really say much. I don't know if I've ever seen him talk before, I got to be honest. But he just mashes homers. He was making that Sutter Health Park in Sacramento look like a minor league park.
Yeah.
Like he's facing minor league pitchers, but and I think their pitching's good too. I like their rotation. I like Imanaga. I like Justin Steele. It is weird. Steele against the Pirates, like the Pirates actually do well against him. Yeah. It's kind of funny, but I like Tyone. I like what they have, and I think their bullpen's pretty decent. I was gonna pick them to win the division, but I still have the Brewers, and I'm not gonna change that. You can't change it or nothing.
So here's the team. Here's the team I want to talk about real quick. Arizona. We've been glazing Arizona on this podcast.
Well, they're gonna be really good.
Like they're just such everything. Bullpen, offense. It's all there. Like there's not. You can't say a lot of holes about this Arizona team. They're the one, and they're not like a big market
I still
team.
think their bullpen's a little bit. It concerns me a little bit.
They have a lot of dudes. They have a lot of good dudes.
I mean, the Diamondbacks. They were able to come back from 2 messes, and now they're a very good team. Like that's impressive.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
early,
it's really impressive.
21 or 22, they won 52 games.
2021, they had a terrible season.
Yeah,
and they were actually a team buying going into 2020. They traded for Marte. They had a surprisingly winning season in 2019, despite trading Paul Goldschmidt. And it was just it was crazy. But yeah, 2021, it was just a mess. And now they came back, and now they're a very good team.
They're a well-run franchise.
They
People
are.
don't really talk about that, but they are.
But what's crazy about Arizona is so they're down 5 to something. They're down 4 or 5 runs to the Cubs. They scored 8 runs in the 8th inning, and I remember I was like, wow, that's they could beat you in so many ways. They've taken 2 out of 3 from they're getting smacked around right now, but they took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees. It's just that's a line. That's a dangerous
the Yankees
team,
are gonna have momentum coming to Pittsburgh.
Uh-oh. What are we gonna do?
The Yinzers are not gonna.
The Yankees are gonna have to. They're gonna have to. Yeah, Yankees might be a little tired tomorrow though. You had a night game. Got to travel in 4 o'clock. I mean, probably, but we had a little advantage. We had the day off. Yes, we had the
Any little advantage we get.
every
a
last
day of
ounce.
rest.
Every last ounce.
Yeah, no. Let's not bring it
Money
back
Mitch
to the
will
Pirates.
be pitching, so we'll see.
But Max Fried is also pitching.
He is, yeah.
But he had a bad.
That's actually a really good matchup.
We
I'm
talked about. He had a
excited.
bad first start.
Yeah.
He
He got 20 runs, 9 home runs of run support, and he couldn't get through 5 innings against the Brewers.
That was crazy. I was just like flipping that game because it was like the MLB extra innings. Like they give you like a free preview the first week, like opening week and stuff, and then like the week after the All-Star break. And I was watching that one just randomly because like the only one on, and it was just like Goldschmidt homer. I was like, wow, Bellinger homer. What is Judge homer? It was just kind of
yeah.
And then Austin Wells homer. It was just
Wells.
crazy. But yeah, the Yankees home run barrage has been a bit of a surprise too, just because it's been so many. And we've talked about the torpedo bats and
Anthony
everything.
Volpe is now elite.
Another storyline is obviously Devers and his big struggle so
my.
far.
I mean, he had a bounce back game, but like
He got-
it doesn't
yeah.
overshadow
Dude,
what he did beforehand.
The Bregman. It's mess. This is a little messy. I think the Red Sox are a good team, but like, this is messy with the Devers situation because he had said in spring training and the whenever it was,
I'm a third baseman.
I'm a third baseman, and I think he takes pride in that, man. And you took that away from him, and now he's had 10 strikeouts and 12 at bats, 0 for 21 until last night. I mean,
He had a good
don't
game
tell me
last
that that's
night.
a coincidence for an elite hitter like him.
No,
Like,
I don't think it is. I think, and he missed like the last few weeks of spring training or something, if I'm not mistaken, as well, with something.
Interesting.
Like, and he's noticeably bigger as well, which is not a good thing either. I don't know if that was like him being off as well, but there was like a picture side by side. He's noticeably bigger, but the Red Sox definitely their offense can be really good. I don't think anybody questions that. This Christian Campbell guy can really hit as well.
They just extended him too.
Yeah, they extended Crochet. They extended him. The Diamondbacks
yeah,
extended
there's a lot of
Marte.
extensions. Like you don't see. I feel like this year's like you don't see that a lot. Like,
A lot of teams
extensions in
are
the
doing.
beginning.
Yeah, a lot of teams are doing it now. Just like
But it's a
it's
smart-
just
that's
gonna
a
be
smart-
trend,
The Red Sox of Crochet, like it's not a huge surprise because he was looking for money.
Yeah, he was.
And then, but they're this big what's his name?
Christian Campbell, the guy.
Yeah,
they
he hasn't
signed.
even played yet, has he?
He's been playing
This year.
He's the one at
Okay.
second, which is why Bregman's at third,
Yeah.
and is why Devers is DHing.
Yeah. So like, but like people are talking about like, do they trade? Obviously not this year, but like maybe next off season. Do you look to?
He's owed a lot of money.
And, yeah, it's tough to trade someone who's going to be a DH that much money. You know, that's making that much
Yeah.
money.
I mean,
That's
unless
such a
the
tough-
team wants to play him at third, but he's very bad defensively
exactly.
at third.
Yeah.
There's no incentive for the Red Sox to want to like play him at third in terms of his defense. Bregman's a much better defender, and Christian Campbell's a second baseman. You have him there, and I think he's gonna be really good. I was watching him. He's just everything's there, and that'll be interesting there, that division, because Yankees looking good. The Orioles, I think, have looked pretty good. Bautista got back on the mound and everything.
All three of those teams have looked.
Tampa.
They look like playoff teams.
Tampa cooked the Pirates and the Rockies. Congrats.
I think that minor league ballpark is an advantage for them because they probably get 10,000 a game in that empty dump in Tropicana. Now it's 10,000, but that's all the stadium can fit. So it's mostly a full house.
It's a very
Yeah.
intimate
It's intimate.
setting.
Yeah.
We love intimacy. We love intimacy.
Oh,
Well, anything else we want to... YouTube has now banned us.
man. Oh my.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. Anything else?
Speaking of intimacy.
Do you have
I
any
don't even-
teams that are interesting?
No, just like it's so hard. Like
Yeah,
to
you
get-
said you
know
said
what
you
I
don't
mean?
want to. Yeah.
But I did mention the Braves a little bit.
The
so.
Angels are on a heater right now.
Yeah.
Dude, they
Jake
actually
Bell's
are.
team.
I know.
Dude, the crazy, like, the Angels are always intriguing because they have hitters.
Yeah.
There's a guy, he's not playing every day, but I think he's going to. God, what's his name? He's a second baseman. And he completely changed his swing and he looks really good. Its last name starts with a P. He's a second baseman. Keefe P something. I don't know.
What was his name?
It's Pan something.
I know exactly what you're talking.
Dude, but he's looked good.
Kyron Paris.
Kyron
yeah,
Paris.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
Paris.
got Tyler. Zach
I've heard
Nito's
about
not
him.
even playing. Zach Nito's a
He's
solid.
hurt. He's hurt.
But he's gonna
yeah.
be back. Like
he's a good player.
Anthony Rendon is out.
if they could ever get their pitching right, they actually have an offense. I'm not
Anthony
kidding.
Rendon is so annoying. Like, you're just...
Hey,
You're
he
done.
got his money, buddy. He got
Well,
his
Yeah,
money.
that's why you have to be so careful who you pay because some guys
They're
want
so
to
dumb
make
too.
like just want to make the money, and then some guys just want to win.
But like in the moment,
So-
like Rendon was coming off an excellent
he was
2019.
The Angels
With
could
that
just,
World
and they
Series
got
run.
they got a decent manager too. Just get the pitching, Angels. Do what you got to do to get they spend the money. I don't know. They gotta like have a whole off season just spending on pitching.
yeah.
Anyway.
Anything else? Phillies have looked good. We talked about. Marlins have been feisty even against the Mets. They almost took 2 or 3
Yeah.
from them.
They have
Yeah.
so many nobodies. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they're keeping it together here. AL
what does
Central.
that say about us anyway?
Well, we
Let's
know
not
what it
talk-
says.
Let's just forget that series ever
Let's
happened.
forget about the Pirates right now. The AL Central is doing AL Central things. It's a fun time. Mariners can't hit still. But they're still winning like 4-1. They won
Yeah.
4 Detroit looks. I think Detroit looks pretty good right now. I know
Yeah.
they were losing to the
They're
Dodgers,
2 and
but
4,
they were.
But like they had a tough schedule.
They should have
start
beat.
to the
Yeah,
year.
and they won 2 against the Mariners, I think, right? Because they
Yeah.
were winless. The Dodgers are on the. Okay.
Bro,
Giant.
you're just going through all. We're going through all the.
I'm just
teams.
trying to think of. There's not really.
I
There's
think
not
we've-
really.
Yeah, we've touched enough. Cincinnati can't
You
hit
can't-
still.
Well,
Their
they had
offense.
14 runs, and then they had 1, and then they
But
got
like
shut
that was
out 2
one
games
game.
in a row.
Yeah.
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 But Terry, I think that's a team it's gonna take them a while, but they got the pitching.
Yeah. It's
Mhm.
again it's really early.
They need Austin Hayes. He's injured again.
Oh, is he?
He's been
I didn't see
injured.
he was-
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's okay. Matt McClain looked pretty good.
Yeah,
the
he's
one
had a
game.
couple
Yeah.
homers.
Yeah, he's been striking out though a little bit, but like
Mm.
still he
It's
has so
early.
much upside with his bat. I mean, he's
Again, people
yeah.
are. It's just kind of crazy the overreactions. Like with the Braves, it's like, are they gonna make? Are the Braves done? Like I saw it say, are the Braves done?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's been a week of baseball.
Yeah.
What in the world?
Yeah.
I know they're 0-7, but are the Pirates done? They're 2. They are actually, but they're 2-5. They're not much better. I just don't understand this. Like, there's teams that are like 1 and like I don't even like. It's just
You
just
just-
pump the
yeah.
brakes a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to whatever we're doing next.
I
which
don't know.
even
Is there anything else we want to talk about? We're-
Unless you guys want to do trivia, I think.
Who's
that's
your
all.
championship?
Oh, champion.
Let's do March
By
Madness.
March Madness.
Ooh.
Let's just say our picks because we didn't
Yeah.
say them.
Am I going first?
You can go first if you want. Or you want us? I can go.
Yeah,
first.
please
It
go
doesn't matter to
first.
me.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we had our. He
No,
came
it's
on.
all
Unless
right.
you need
already.
to think about it.
I mean,
I
I
can-
think I know, but like it's hard because I haven't watched much. Like I've watched March Madness, but not
It's
to the
hard
point where I would
sometimes.
really
Like, oh,
know.
it's on.
It's just, I think it's gonna be so hard to beat Florida. It's
Mm.
just they're the SEC winner. They have a lot of talent on that team. It's gonna, but I like Auburn. Like I mean, I'm probably gonna jinx this. I don't really see, like, yeah, because Duke. But like, I don't know. Like for Duke though,
It's
like
too hard.
Duke,
The
it's
This is
indecision.
difficult.
like it's so tough for teams with one and done guys to win it all. It's more the team that has the veterans that have played together for years. It's just with the transfer portal, that's not really the case. So like
Duke
but
has
even
some
though
veterans,
They do have some veterans,
but
yeah,
they're
it's
not.
just-
They're role players.
exactly. Yeah. I think it's gonna be like between I don't really know the matchup, but it's gonna be between Florida and Auburn. I would consider, but I would have to give the edge to Florida. I just think they're a very complete team from what I've watched, and they're gonna be hard to beat. Florida basketball is back, which is crazy. I mean, 10 years ago they were like premier, and then we haven't really seen much of them.
They have
Like,
like
at
their
the national level.
They have like their mid-decade
Yeah,
like heaters.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I would
Didn't
expect
they?
Florida.
Wasn't that around the same time with Tebow too? Right?
He was like late. He was like
Or was it,
2008,
like,
2009.
Yeah, so the really good Florida teams were like 5 years after that with Billy Donovan.
and before with
And
when they won their
before.
national back-to-back national or
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
Al Horford. I love Al Horford.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that's what I
Corey
would have to
Brewer,
do.
ever-
Still
remember
chugging
Corey
along,
Brewer.
that guy, Al
Yeah.
Horford.
Yeah. Okay, so you have Florida winning it all. You think?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
If I had to, I mean that
Duke
that
or
was a.
Houston though?
I'm gonna go Houston. It's just I think that they
It's
have
so hard.
Yeah, I mean I feel like the coaching like not that Duke's coach is worse, but like Houston has a more experienced coach
Yeah.
in the national level, and I think it's their time, I guess, to.
Well, I picked Houston in my bracket. I'm sticking with Houston. I think the winner of that Houston Duke game is gonna win it all.
Interesting.
I don't like whoever comes over on the other side. Houston I feel like the thing is Duke is never cold. Like
That's
Houston
true.
gets cold sometimes. That's where I'm worried. But like I think if I'm impressed with Houston's defense. If Houston like that in that Tennessee game, if they can bring the same intensity, and I'm shutting down. Cooper Flaggy's good. You can't really stop him, but you can contain him. If you can contain him and just focus on him, right? And maybe Knipple has a bad game. Like I think you have a chance. But LJ Cryer's got to be on, and they got to be physical on the boards. But I'm gonna go with Houston just because.
I'm sticking with my bracket. Yeah,
coaching.
yeah.
And Florida Auburn. I think Florida is not. I mean that Texas Tech team. They don't have many big guys that are like. I mean, outside of Toppin, and they kind of got dominated.
Federico.
That's what I'm saying. But like, they got dominated, and literally they've gotten bailed out. They wouldn't have made it past the second round if it isn't for this Clayton kid. He's just. It was so funny that
he just runs back.
He
to
just
the
ran back to
three-point
the 3-point line. Just shot. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
So, if you contain him, I think Auburn. But is Janai Broom healthy? I think if he's healthy, I like Auburn. But Houston, Auburn, that would be.
Cinema.
It would be different.
Yeah,
it would be different, but like
they're
it would be
all
really
cinema.
cool.
But Houston needs their natty. Like they had the 5
I hope they
slam
win.
jamma back in the day.
Yeah.
They have an historically great coach, and Kelvin Sampson to get Houston's first national championship, his first national championship with his 800th win would be that's cinema. That's cinema. That's cinema right there.
Yeah. No, I'm just gonna say my pick. So I think Florida in the end is just too much for Auburn. I think I like their depth a little more, and I think Walter Clayton's a better closer than anybody that Auburn really has. I know, and Broom, I just think if he gets the ball late, I just think Florida's big men, they have so many. Your point about Florida's big, that's true against Texas Tech. They were giving up a lot of pain points and stuff, but I just think it was proven all year, that they didn't go away. It was just one game. And I think in the end, Florida gets that win there. And I really hope Houston wins. Like you said, Peyton, I really do. And that would be storybook. That's a great story and everything. And they're a really good team to back it up. It's not just a story. But I think Duke, it's just the offense and the defense. It's just no let up. They just handled an elite offensive team in Alabama. They were just like, okay, well, we're just going to defend you. We're just going to play our stellar defense. And they had them at arm's length by 15 points the whole second half. So I just think I really hope Houston wins, but I just don't think their offense is on that level to match up. But I think the 5.5 is those are two great defensive teams. Like, that's a big number.
Duke's favored by 5.5.
Yeah. Yeah.
What does that tell you then? Like what the wise guys think about Duke in
The
that
wise
game?
guys are very on it. They're always on it, I feel like. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but I think it will be closer in that, just because they're so good defensively. There's not that many points are gonna be around. But I think I agree with you, Payne. I think the winner of that game wins the national championship, because the SEC was great this year, but it didn't see defenses like Houston's or Duke's. They saw great offenses like Duke has, but they didn't see an elite defensive team like either of those teams would possess and would show against them. So I think the winner of that game wins it. I think Duke probably wins it. I don't like Duke. I always say that I hope Houston wins, but that's what I think right now. But I had Houston winning, so maybe I should stick with that. I don't know, but I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know.
I was gonna say something else and I can't remember. I don't know. Oh,
I don't
this
know.
March Madness, just being chalky. Like people are complaining, but like you got the best.
Hey, the
teams.
numbers don't
Yeah.
lie.
You can't say that like these are gonna be great games. Like
Yeah, you can't hate on one seeds for winning.
And I think with NIL and transfer portal, we're going to see more of this. Like, we'll have our occasion. Like, you're not going to see the 14, 15 seed upsets. There was a while they were like, that was happening a lot. And maybe not a lot, but like, it was like before
Like
the
once a
2020s.
year, yeah.
Like, it
I
was
think
like, yeah.
I still think you'll see them, because it's not like I just don't like if you think of the.
But I think it's going to be more rare. I mean, it already was rare.
Well, like you think
but
of the Purdue Fairleigh Dickinson, the talent gap was still so wide anyway. You know what I mean? Like, it was a crazy
Yeah.
talent gap. They had Zach Edey and all those guys still.
Yeah, so anything can happen.
Yeah, it's March Madness. Anything can still happen. I don't think it's just hard for these mid majors. You have 1 year for certain.
Look at Robert Morris. Now all the guys
you have
are
1
gone.
year, and then everybody's going to transfer to a
the big
Power
dogs.
5.
And then the big dogs eat, and the big dogs get to the Final Four.
Okay.
We love the dogs. Where's Georgia? Oh, they got knocked out in the first round.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
unnecessary.
You're unnecessary.
That was just so random, unnecessary shot at
It's what we
Georgia.
do here.
Okay.
We don't do that here, but we do that here.
All right, then. Anything else?
Are we gonna end with that?
We can.
Or trivia.
We could do trivia if you want.
We're getting a little.
We can save it. It's up to you
It's
guys.
your bedtime, right?
We're getting past my. No.
8:50.
No.
8:58.
Yeah, this is a late night episode
It is a
because
late
of
night
some
episode.
unforeseen circumstance. Well, foreseen and then unforeseen,
Yeah.
and then some weird stuff going on. But anyway, anything else?
That's you've been saying that for like 20 minutes. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else?
I feel like it was
You're
a good
cooked.
episode.
Yeah, it's
You're
just.
cooked,
I said a
buddy.
lot. I said a lot earlier today,
Yeah.
and I'm like regurgitating it. I'm just like, you guys said a
You
great
know.
episode.
You know. We know. All right. Wrap it up, Jake.
All
Though.
right.
You gonna wrap it up?
Thank
Do you have anything else interesting to say?
No.
Anything
no,
else?
we're good.
Anything else?
You just said it. You yelled at me for saying it, then you just.
I think that's the comedy. Go ahead.
All right. Well, thank you.
We're a comedy
We're a
podcast.
comedy
We're not just
podcast.
sports.
Yeah. Well, other than that, thank you guys so much for watching We Are Family, episode number 30 in the Center for Media Innovation. We'll see you guys next week.